make money. Okay, if nothing, I can go on over the other agenda item, which is MACRAM. We, the WASH cluster as a whole, developed the questionnaire for MACRAM, and which was undertaken, the exercise was undertaken in Cohort and Angu. And we had very informative results from that assessment. Now the same MACRAM is also, I had actually allocated it in the last meeting. It is being proposed in Upper Swat. Just to remind you, the dynamics of the situation in Cohort and Upper Swat are totally different, because in Cohort we have the IDP situation, and in Upper Swat we have the early recovery situation. So what I would propose is that we, as a cluster, develop a separate MACRAM questionnaire for early recovery activities. So, I mean, it's not something a very big job, but I mean, we would request volunteers. We can have a small group. I can offer myself as a focal point, and we can ask for volunteers who would like to sit on this group, so that we can develop this questionnaire and then send it to OCHA so that they can incorporate it in the MACRAM. Anybody? You volunteer? Okay. UNICEF?
Yeah, we will volunteer for UNICEF.
You have some volunteers interested in Upper Swat or not? Merciful?
Yeah, Merciful is interested, but the problem is that I was being informed in the morning and I'm not a technical person.
You can come back to me, I will send an email on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there is, I'll inform you, then we can have a group meeting and then we can discuss it.
Yes, that would be very
We can have the previous questionnaire, and on the basis of discussion on which that questionnaire was developed, and then we can suggest changes according to the early recovery needs, and then we can send it to OCHA. So I'll keep you in the loop.
Request. Generally speaking, from a gender perspective, is it alright to just have a look at the cluster before it goes out, just to make sure that a kind of gender component is also part of the WASH component? Would that be a possibility?
We can share that with you. No problem.
Great, thank you.
Normally our process is that when we, as a group, a smaller group, a technical working group we call it, and we develop the questionnaire, we will share it with all the cluster before sending it to OCHA or to anybody else. So you will anyway, if you are a part of this cluster, you will know it.
Okay, cool.
You can have your inputs or changes, suggestions, anything.
But is there a gender focal point in this cluster? Because if somebody is interested in gender, it will be important that you come forward
with issues. The thing is, I don't, like, I'm part of the GTF, but I'm not here very regularly. I could be, if that's, if it's needed, but we're trying to find a focal person for WASH also.
Yeah, because maybe you could do that process, so there is a focal person, because these questionnaires are of the essence later on to determine needs, so gender issues can be addressed.
And even the MACRAM that went out, I don't know who OCHA was sharing what with, but, I mean, it wasn't very gender sensitive in the sense that certain questions were being asked by women. So women only answered about nutrition, and women only answered about sanitation. They didn't ask them about WASH, they didn't ask them about security, so the entire MACRAM, this one, is a bit skewed, So to make sure that the other MACRAM, especially in Mohammed or Upper Swat, aren't skewed, we need to make sure that every cluster has a gender tinge to it. So
there are two ways. One is that either there could be, if you can become a part of this exercise, that would be wonderful. But if you cannot be, and we develop the MACRAM, we can send it to you.
Sure.
You review it and you can share it with me. I think there was a gender focal point in
Charlotte?
Yeah.
Charlotte, right? What I'll do is, for the time you can keep me on the list, I'll see if there's a WASH-specific gender person that they can send. Otherwise, I can do it, not a problem. So I'll make sure they're on the loop. Yeah?
It would be important, somebody who can have a long-term commitment to be a gender focal point for the cluster, but Charlotte is there temporarily
and she's the overall.
Yeah. But in order to mainstream gender, it's important to be in this sort of working groups. By working, and also bringing gender issues in working groups, that will have an impact later on.
Absolutely.
taking into account that the cluster is open to work with them.
Would you be able to travel to Peshawar or not?
Me?
And you,
Yes.
you'll be able to?
For this questionnaire for
I mean, no, I was just thinking that probably there will be, we can, if we are, there could be some people who want to meet in Peshawar. It would be good for you also, you can have opportunity.
Yes.
So we can arrange this meeting in the sense that we have it in, we will have the cluster meeting in Peshawar plus our focal discussion.
Yeah, no, that's fine for me.
Okay.
We're interested in this part. So
Okay.
the
So,
what?
well, let few people know. I mean, the one who are interested, and we can then develop this questionnaire, but it has to be quickly done. I hope that by next week, and before the end of next week, we develop it and send it to Ocha, finalize it. Okay, so that was the third agenda item, and the final one was about MASCOM. I think Maria also was unaware of the meeting today because
Maya's actually in Budea right now, so she couldn't make it. But I don't know what the follow-up is, but I can try and do it.
no, actually in the previous meeting she had offered that MASCOM can develop the messages for the cluster.
Sure.
If there are agencies who are looking at it, because
Right.
free of cost. So,
Always.
so
Was she in touch with you over the hand pump something?
she was saying that when the tanking is started in Cohort, she should inform one so that they can develop something on the radio and
Right.
they can do something.
But generally, in terms of like wash, sanitation, hygiene, if there are messages that the cluster feels need to go out, how to use, what not to do, that standing commitment from IOM, we can do it for you. That's not an issue. So but the only caveat is it has to come from the cluster. So we don't want to do agency-specific messages. It shouldn't be advertisement for one agency. It should be advertisement for, not advertisement, it should be advocacy for the cluster. So if there are pending issues that need advocacy on, that need information dissemination on, we can do it. And we have information managers in Swat Bunair and Lower Deep. So in terms of a more personalized approach to MASCOM, we can absolutely assist.
We already circulated this information to the cluster, but again, after this meeting we will circulate it. So if there are agencies who are interested in getting this.
Actually, I think the issue, if not just with WASH, it's generally with a lot of clusters, is I don't think they're grasping what it is that IOM could potentially do. So they're waiting for some issue to happen before they talk about it. But it's like, what information can help your programs succeed in the field, Is there something that you want to tell the people in the camps? We can do it. Is there something specific to host communities that need to be told? We can do it. So, we don't even need to wait for someone to come in. Maybe if there's a pending issue that you feel is a WASH concern, we can go back to the cluster and say, this is what we think should be a message. Do you agree? So be proactive from our side,
Yeah, there are two things actually. One is that the people don't understand the importance of this dissemination of information. That's one. And secondly, they don't know to what extent IOM would be able to support. I mean, exactly. For example, now you are mentioning camps.
Right.
And I think there will be a lot of issues where UNICEF would be probably needing your support,
Right.
particularly information dissemination, and also you in your hygiene promotion campaign and behavior change and things like that. I think it's a good opportunity.
Please let me know that it should, we
But
don't
how far
see-
you can go? I mean, how do you develop these messages and how it's disseminated?
Well, it depends on the message. For example, when there was a safe, the breastfeeding campaign that UNICEF wanted to do at one point, so it was pamphlets, brochures, announcements in the camps on how to take care of your children, how to make sure you breastfeed them while you're still in camp. So to ensure and advocate for safe privacy walls and everything, parda walls. So depending on what needs to go out, we have radio messages, we have pamphlets, we have information. Like we have people in the field who can go to a community and can talk to them about the need to raise awareness, or can talk to community elders, can talk to people in the mosques. So depending on what the need is, we can structure our campaign accordingly.
But you will only develop the messages, or you will deliver it also?
No, we deliver it all. I mean, again, in terms of, for example, radio messages, we deliver it. We create.
No, for